everyone, welcome back. I want to start off by thanking everyone who subscribed to me. I started off with 0 when I first started making these videos, and now I have a solid 5, so we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna jump right into it because I got some feedback from my past video. Thank you, Bobby Thacker. He told me I need to make my videos a little bit shorter, which I totally understand. I have a very short attention span, and so I know you guys don't just want to watch me ramble and talk for a solid 12 minutes. But it's my favorite subject, so it's gonna be hard to cut short. We're talking about food, healthy tips on eating, and recipe ideas. I am super pumped about this. And if I keep on looking off to the side, that's just because I listed all my recipes so I don't forget anything. So I'm not really a big fan of diets. I'm gonna start off by saying that. I just don't really agree with cutting out food groups and cutting out certain foods. I feel like it really isn't as effective as just simply eating clean, especially because you're really tired and fatigued when you cut out certain things. You get aggravated really easily. And then sometimes when you stop the diet and go back to regular eating, you just gain the weight back, and sometimes you even gain more weight than you first started with. So, not a fan of diets. I only believe in eating healthy and also enjoying cheat meals every now and then. But again, everyone's body's different. People are probably going to disagree with that. If you like diets, do it. If they work for you, awesome. For me, no. So, luckily with all of these recipes, you do not have to worry about cutting anything out. You get to enjoy everything, but you're going to be feeling so much better and you're going to notice changes in your body, both physically and mentally. My first recipe that I have is spinach protein oats. And I know you hear the word spinach and you probably kind of freak out because that sounds disgusting, but this is just your source of greens and healthy vitamins and whatever else spinach contains. And you just put it in a pot over medium heat. You use oatmeal, matcha, cocoa powder, protein powder, blueberries, strawberries, collagen peptides, and cinnamon, and almond milk. And it's super good. This is the PB2 that I talk about a lot, and all you have to do is add water into this powder, and it literally tastes just like peanut butter, but it's 85% less fat than normal peanut butter and a lot less calories. This is the protein powder that I use. Well, one of them. I use 2 different kinds, just depending on what I'm making. This is the other kind of protein powder I use. It actually tastes like a lava cake, which is perfect for me because, as many of y'all know, I have a crazy obsession with chocolate. My next really healthy recipe that is super good is chia seed pudding. And with that, you mix chia seeds, protein powder, almond milk, you do a little bit of cinnamon, and then you just stick it in the refrigerator in a container, and then you wake up the next morning, grab a spoon, and dive right in. There's also smoothies. When you make your smoothies thicker, it's more likely that you're gonna stay fuller longer, because if you're just drinking a super liquidy drink, it's not gonna keep you super full. It's gonna be almost like a juice. You know, when you drink a juice, you feel hungry like an hour after. Greek yogurt or bananas or even avocados will definitely help keep you fuller even longer. I've also heard of people using cauliflower to put in their smoothies, and they say you really don't taste it that much, but it just helps with the texture. And sometimes I will put oatmeal in it, and that just makes it even thicker. And then I also use PB2 mixture, so I make that peanut butter powder and water mixture. I also have the exact measurements of how much ingredients you need to put into each of the recipes on a Google Doc. I will put my email in the comment box, and I'll put it right here. So if you guys are interested, just email me, tell me which recipes you want, or if you want all of them, just say, I want all of them. And I will email you that awesome document. But as far as lunch goes, I have some really delicious recipes that can also double as dinner. I'm going to start off with my cabbage wraps. I use purple cabbage, sliced carrots, sliced avocado, spinach, soba noodles, and for the sauce, I use coconut sugar with rice wine vinegar. Low sodium soy sauce is an option. I cannot stand the taste of soy sauce, so I don't put that in there. But most people like that because it's good, I guess. Not for me. But you can also add in grated ginger roots, sesame oil, and sriracha. But make sure you just use a tiny bit of sriracha because that stuff is super hot. Or don't even add the crushed red pepper. And sriracha in your mouth, it burns afterwards. So if you're not a fan of that, you don't need to add those. Next is my shrimp bowls. I post these on my story and The Good Foods a lot because I am obsessed with this. I use soba noodles, spinach, shrimp, quinoa, snap peas, broccoli sprouts, and water chestnuts. We're gonna next move on to snacks. I literally eat probably like 2 or 3 of these a day, but they're protein balls. So for these, I use rolled oats, agave, chia seeds, cinnamon, protein powder, dried cranberries, matcha, mini baking chips, make sure they're dairy-free if you have an issue with dairy, PB2 powder, vanilla extract, and coconut sugar. They're perfect for go-to snacks. You can bring them anywhere. They don't have to be refrigerated, so you can stick them in a little plastic bag and bring them wherever you need to go. My next favorite snack is blueberry protein cups. And you make these in the oven and you use agave, oatmeal, coconut sugar, protein powder, cocoa powder, almond milk, cinnamon, and blueberries. And then you can top it with a little bit of PB2. And lastly, my favorite go-to dessert. Like I always say, I am a chocolate fanatic. On the recipe list, they're called gluten-free chocolate chip brownies, but I call them no-guilt brownies because you can eat a million of them and not feel bad at all because it's all healthy stuff. But I use cocoa powder, matcha, agave, coconut sugar, vanilla extract, Greek yogurt, and then I mash bananas and unsweetened applesauce to substitute as eggs. If you don't eat eggs for whatever reason, this is a perfect substitute when it comes to baking. And then you can also add in cocoa nibs or dairy-free chocolate chips, baking soda, almond milk, and almond or whole wheat flour, and then grind oatmeal. And I know you're probably thinking, grind oatmeal, like what? Why do you use that? But I just throw it into like a food processor, or if you have a blender for smoothies, grind it until it has a flour texture. It's a healthier substitute than just basic flour. I just find that it tastes better too, and I like the texture of it more. So kind of weird, but now for tips on healthy eating. I have a lot of tips, but I'm just going to give you the top ones. I encourage you not to eat or snack after 8 p.m., to cut out soda, and I know this is so hard, especially in college when soda is like your only chaser. There are healthy substitutes. I switched to kombucha. I don't know if I say that right, but I'm gonna keep calling it kombucha. Everyone always corrects me. It's okay. But a healthy substitute for soda can be green tea, black tea if you like that, black coffee, an almond milk, soy milk latte from Starbucks, or kombucha. I think there's a little bit of alcohol content in them just from the naturally fermented whatever. So if you are pregnant or plan to become pregnant, I don't think I'd recommend kombucha. But I did drink it before a pageant and I wasn't feeling crazy or anything, so you might be okay. Check with your doctor. Also, make sure you're limiting the amount of oil you use when you cook. I like to make Brussels sprouts and I do cook them in olive oil. Olive oil is a healthy fat, but if you're using too much of it, that's just like with anything, you can gain weight or gain unnecessary fat from it if you're just dumping all the oil on it. Also, limit the amount of processed food you intake. Limiting the amount of processed food I eat was a little difficult considering I am obsessed with cereal. I seriously could eat a whole box of cereal in one day. I actually have before, which is not my proudest thing to admit. When I want a cheat meal or I feel like eating something unhealthy, I save that for the weekend as like a treat. And then the rest of the week, like I always say, I try to maintain healthy eating. My biggest tip on top of everything is to not completely cut out any kind of food group altogether. There's so many healthy alternatives that you can use for your carbs or your sugar or your protein or your fats. You don't ever need to completely just cut out everything altogether. So healthy alternatives can be avocado and chickpeas and PB2 mixture for your healthy fats, or coconut sugar and whole wheat flour for your sugars, for your natural sugars and your flour usage when you're baking. I don't really use honey anymore and I don't use brown sugar because coconut sugar and agave can substitute for both of those. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and picked up at least one useful tip or found a recipe that you're excited to make. If you have any questions or if there's a certain topic you want me to talk about, just comment below or message me on any kind of social media platform or shoot me an email. So stay healthy, eat clean, enjoy cheat meals every once in a while. Everything in moderation, like I always say. It's the weekend. Tomorrow I am definitely going to be eating like crap. And tonight I'll be eating some tacos. So thanks again, and please remember to like and subscribe.